our community comes out in full force to celebrate those who've served our nation. A flag flown in downtown Bakersfield honoring our servicemen and women went missing this morning. And special tributes continue throughout Kern County, including free meals for our vets. This is 17 News at Noon. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. As the community gathered together to honor our veterans this morning in downtown Bakersfield, a sad discovery: one of the flags they typically raise had been stolen. Every Veterans Day morning, 9 flags proudly raised at the Kern Veterans Memorial, but this year one pole was bare. 8 other flags waved beside it. Community organizer Mark Sandell says a group of veterans replaced the flags last night for this morning's ceremony and were shocked to find the Army flag had been stolen.
And that hurts me personally, because why would you defame a beautiful memorial like this? And this is part of the memorial. What good is it going to do?
Now Sandell and committee members from the Sons of the American Legion will meet to make plans on replacing the flag. To donate to their efforts, you can contact American Legion Post 26 at 324-9453. Well, from the ceremony at the Kern Veterans Memorial to the parade, there are many events where you can pay your respects to those who've served this Veterans Day. The day kicked off in downtown Bakersfield with the annual breakfast at American Legion Post 26. Volunteers with Kern Law Enforcement Association were up before dawn cooking up breakfast. Veterans were invited to eat for free. Then once the sun came up, thousands of patriots lined the streets as the 100th annual parade kicked off. Marching bands and floats, politicians and kids with flags, along with 3 trailers carrying Honor Flight veterans, all rolled by under sunny skies in honor of those who served. The parade began right outside our studios here at 21st and M Streets, then wound its way down 21st to G Street and back east on 20th. It's still winding its way through downtown Bakersfield. Celebrations are far from over on this Veterans Day. After the parade wraps up, folks will make their way back to American Legion Post 26 on 8th Street, where they'll have lunch with our heroes. That's where we find 17's Kevin Charette. He is live down there at the post, or I believe actually across the street, since the parade's still going, but then he's going to make his way inside for lunchtime. How's it looking out there, Kev?
It's looking great, Matt. I'm actually in the parking lot where Halliburton is actually grilling right now. We already have some veterans inside eating, but you can see the parade is still going on as well. This parade gets bigger and bigger every single year. The crowds continue to get bigger and bigger every year. It took me a little time. I had to walk from Channel 17 right here to 2028 Street, right across from the fire station, kind of where Today Cleaners is. But I'll tell you, the streets are lined and people are really paying their respects to the veterans of our community. And that's what today is all about, celebrating our veterans for all they've sacrificed for us to keep America free. And I want to come right over here. I found one of these veterans. There are a lot of them, but you know, so many are so grateful for what's going on out here today. And one of the veterans is sitting right here on the street corner. So when you see everything going on here today, how does it make you feel?
Memories. Think about the old days and being in service and all that.
When you see the streets lined with all these people, I mean, it's just amazing. It gets bigger every year, and it's all for folks like you, veterans like you.
It is really exciting to see that, because I was born and raised here. I can remember when they were real small, and it's just exciting to see all the people.
Well, I thank you for your service, and so do all these folks here on the streets.
Well, thank you very much. God bless you.
You too. So again, the parade continues on. If you look down the street, we still have more floats. Right now, I think we're on float like 90. I'm not sure how many entries there were this year, but again, in my 14 years of being here, it continues to grow every year. So as the parade's going on, and once it wraps up, right over here at the Legion Hall, we're right here again at the corner of 20 and 2020H. You can see Halliburton is grilling, and inside we already have folks enjoying a hamburger lunch for $5 or a tri-tip lunch for $10, but veterans will be eating free today. So we'll head inside in just a few minutes, Maddie, and I'll also have your forecast as well. But a very festive start to the afternoon right here in beautiful Bakersfield.
And it was just a gorgeous day in downtown Bakersfield for that parade. So we'll have more on your Veterans Day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But first this afternoon, a scathing new report finds more than 80 law enforcement officers working in the state today are convicted criminals, including 7 here in Kern County. California's Criminal Cops. That was the title on the front page of dozens of California newspapers Sunday as part of a collaborative special investigative report with the UC Berkeley Graduate School of Journalism, looking into California law enforcement officers with criminal convictions. Through data obtained through public records, the report found over the last decade, 630 officers were convicted of crimes. More than 80 of them still wear the badge. The figures make up a very small number of the 79,000 officers in California who put their lives on the line every day. Still, the report found many of the officers who faced felony charges were allowed to plead down their charges to less serious offenses, likely sparing them from losing their jobs. Of the 630 officers in question, 40 were from agencies in Kern County. 7 of the officers still have jobs with Kern law enforcement agencies, including the Kern County Sheriff's Office, Kern High School District Police, Taft Police Department, and Ridgecrest Police Department. We spoke with one of the article's authors about the findings pertaining to Kern.
We did find a number of cases in Kern County and certainly reached out to the departments within Kern County trying to understand more about what we were finding. And the law enforcement leaders within your county, by and large, declined to speak with us.
We reached out to the Kern County Sheriff's Office and the other Kern County agencies where convicted officers still work, but we were told we will need to wait until regular business hours for comment, and we've still not heard back. We attempted to reach out to the Kern officers named in the report for their sides, but have not heard back either. This morning, another report was released calling out the McFarland Police Department for hiring so-called castaway officers, some with questionable past. 17's Eitan Wallace will have more on that tonight on 17 News at 5. A woman found dead on a canal embankment Sunday has been identified. The body of 49-year-old Priscilla Jeanette Barrera Smith was found around noon Sunday on an embankment in the area of 34th Street and Union Avenue, according to the coroner's office. An autopsy has been scheduled to determine how she died. The search continues for the driver who hit and killed a man in South Bakersfield Friday night and then drove off. Now we know who the victim was. The coroner says 31-year-old Omar Juarez Renteria was hit by a vehicle Friday night in the 1200 block of Ming Avenue, east of South Chester. According to Bakersfield police, Renteria was walking in the road outside of a crosswalk when he was hit by a dark-colored sedan. Renteria was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police are still looking for the driver who was last seen headed east on Ming. If you have information, call BPD at 327-7111. Are you eating dinner on time? Still ahead in your 17 Health Watch, details of why women shouldn't wait until it's too late to sit down for supper. Plus, is the pill being overprescribed? We're back with a look at the other uses for birth control and why some say it's not good to use it for too many things. We're back now in your 17 Health Watch. Ladies, listen up. Don't put off eating dinner if you want to be good to your heart. Researchers from Columbia University studied the heart health of 112 women. Those who ate most of their daily calories after 6 p.m. were more likely to have higher blood pressure, blood sugar, and body mass index. The impact of late eating on blood pressure was more noticeable in Hispanic women. 2 new studies show how smoking e-cigarettes negatively impacts the heart. In the first study, researchers studied nearly 500 people and found that LDL levels, or the bad cholesterol, were higher in e-cigarette users than in non-smokers. Also, the good cholesterol levels, or HDL, were lower in both those who use e-cigarette and traditional cigarettes. And in a separate study involving 19 e-cigarette users, the scientists found that blood flow in the heart decreased right after vaping. The birth control pill has been around for decades, and while it was initially used to prevent pregnancy, doctors now prescribe it to treat a whole host of other ailments. But one Texas author and a nutritionist says not so fast. They say the pill can affect a woman's thinking, emotions, and behavior. Sophia Ojeda reports.
Jenna Longoria specializes in helping women balance their hormones. She calls herself the period guru.
A lot of women feel that a period is a nuisance. They might feel that the period brings them problems. But actually, the period isn't the problem. It's revealing the problem. If something's wrong with our period, it's signifying that there's a health problem.
In a new book, The Pill Changes Everything, Dr. Sarah Hill claims the pill can transform a woman's personality. She says it affects sex drive, attraction, stress, eating patterns, and can even change your taste in men. Longoria agrees with the author. She says there's research to back it up. One study had women choose which scent of sweat they were attracted to the most.
Women on the birth control pill choose the sweat that is most genetically similar to them. But women that are not on the birth control pill choose the sweat of a mate that is different, so they'll produce stronger offspring.
Longoria says a different study blamed the pill on higher divorce rates, saying after some women went off the pill, they were no longer attracted to their husbands. Longoria also says women who take the pill are more likely to take antidepressants.
Studied over 1 million women over 13 years to see if birth control use was linked to depression treatment, and they found that yes, it is.
Longoria thinks doctors do not spend enough time giving women all the information they need to make an informed decision, and believes the birth control pill should not be given to teens. There are healthier alternatives.
We should not be putting teenagers on birth control pill for acne, to regulate periods. It's going to mess up the communication between the brain and the ovaries because they haven't yet established that hormonal rhythm.
Sophia Ojeda reporting. Longoria says she's not against women using the birth control pill. Millions of women who take it with no problems, but like the book's author, she wants women to have all of the information available and decide what's best for them. All right, we're taking you back outside here in downtown Bakersfield for a beautiful day honoring our veterans. It started with breakfast at American Legion. There have been parades and flag raisings, and Kevin's made his way back inside American Legion Post 26 for lunch. Tell us what's going on down there, Kev.
Yeah, the American Legion Post right here on the corner of H Street, kind of across from Fire Station 1 and Today Cleaners, and we have our veterans in here. Some of them are just taking in lunch, some of them are telling old stories, just all coming together here this afternoon. This is all for them. It is Veterans Day. We even have the little guys out here supporting our veterans, which is so nice to see. But this is about a community coming together for community members who have done us proud, who have served our country, have done their part to keep freedom alive, and that's what Veterans Day is all about. So they've come out and they're enjoying lunch. Veterans are eating free here at the American Legion Post, and if folks want to come in and maybe talk with the veterans and have lunch with them, we've got burgers for $5 and the tri-tip lunch going for $10 for non-veterans. But really, it's nice to sit down with these veterans, hear their stories, hear what they went throughout their tours, and we just gives you a different respect. And hey, we've got a veteran right here coming in. Your name, sir?
John Silva.
John Silva. What does it mean for you to see all these people coming out and supporting folks like you?
Wonderful. It's very, the camaraderie, the different wars, modern and old, it's wonderful. Everybody is always taking their care of everybody, not the enemy. We protect each other.
Well, everybody appreciates everything that you've done for this country. We thank you. Just one example of a veteran who served our country, and we say thank you to him and everybody who has stood up for America and its freedoms. The parade is still going on outside. People have been saying, hey, the weather is perfect for this today, and I couldn't agree more. I walked from Channel 17 down to the American Legion, and the weather was perfect. We're in the 70s right now as we take a look at the temperature outside, 73 degrees, so nice and comfortable as the parade continues out there currently. As we take a look at the winds, very light out of the west-northwest at 7. Nice to have a little bit of a breeze with that. We've got 70s out in Arvin, a little bit of a haze due to the air quality issues we've been seeing. Wasco at 70, and then Golden Hills, clear skies, and currently in the 70s as well. And we're looking at a great start to the afternoon. Most locations in the 70s around the valley, up in the mountains, 60s to lower 70s right now. Skies remain clear. No changes on that front until probably late tomorrow, and then we start to see a little change in the weather pattern. But regional temperatures right now running into the 60s and 70s up and down the state. To the east of us, Vegas at 75, and today will be right near 75 in Sacramento, 79 in Fresno, and 60s and 70s to the south of us. We have a trough of low pressure developing to the west. That will break down this ridge that's been over us. I do expect the clouds to push in by late tomorrow. So today and most of tomorrow will be sunny, and we'll see those temperatures above average. But then those clouds increase, and we'll see mostly cloudy skies Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before clearing out for the weekend. And unfortunately, no rain in our forecast for the next 10 days for Kern County. Now, air quality today unhealthy for sensitive groups, AQI at 107. No burning unless you are registered. And today we'll put temperatures near 80. 79 in Bakersfield, 81 in Arvin, 78 in Buttonwillow and Taft. And then for the mountains in the Kern River Valley, a northeast wind, 15 to 20. 25. 69 in Fraser Park, 72 in Tehachapi, lower 80s for the Kern River Valley. And then for the desert, we're looking sunny, 77 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast, and you can see the clouds approach Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, clearing you out again Saturday, Sunday. But look at the cooler weather, upper 60s for Friday into Saturday. The mountain forecast, also some clouds Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and cooler back into those 60s starting Thursday. And the Kern River Valley forecast, we're also looking at some clouds Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with lower 70s Friday and Saturday. So overall, a very nice forecast. So if you are going to be heading out today to enjoy Veterans Day, to thank our veterans, it's going to be beautiful weather. And you can see, again, we've got even the little kids over here giving thanks to all the veterans, helping them with lunch today. So that's what today is really all about, Maddie, what these kids are showing right here. Celebration of all our vets.
What a great place to head out for lunch and honor our vets. Yes. Thank you so much, Kev. Well, what's your holiday shopping plan this year? Just ahead, something you probably haven't considered that could make it a bit more hectic. Plus, an investigation underway into an Apple credit card, which some say is sexist. Your 17 Business Watch is after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back in your Business Watch. The New York Department of Financial Services is launching an investigation into Goldman Sachs' Apple-branded credit card. A tech entrepreneur has accused the bank's application algorithm of discriminating against women. He says he was approved for a credit limit 20 times higher than his wife, even though the couple files joint tax returns and his wife has a higher credit score. Goldman Sachs did not respond to a request for comment. When adopting a holiday shopping plan this year, there's something you need to keep in mind that's going to make a gift buying a bit harder. Details now from NBC's Chris Clackham.
Shop Belk's Black Friday leaks.
It's not your imagination. Those Christmas shopping ads debuted a lot earlier this year, but there is an explanation.
There's only 26 days between Thanksgiving and Christmas compared to last year where there were 32.
A shopping season 6 days shorter than last year means shoppers must have a plan.
Whether that means you're going in store or whether that means you're shopping online.
Online shopping that's expected to be a bit more rushed this year, too.
We see the shift to online during the holiday season largely because it just makes it easier for the shopper.
Easier still for a shopper that Deloitte's Rod Sides says is more likely to be shopping online by smartphone.
The number of folks that are making a purchase on their phone go from 41% to 70% in the last 5 years. So it has become the predominant way folks are buying.
Plus, there's an advantage to starting holiday shopping now, according to Retail Me Not's Sarah Skirball.
One advantage that people might have if they start shopping earlier is that they're going to be able to spread out their budgets.
A budget that's likely to be challenged more than once this holiday season. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
A word of caution, though. Deloitte's survey shows those who start holiday shopping earlier have a tendency to spend more. In other business news this afternoon, on this Veterans Day, Target's military discount is back for Veterans Day. For the third year in a row, the Minneapolis-based retailer is offering a special 10% discount on one purchase to all military personnel, veterans, and their families in stores and online. According to Target, the discount's available to military personnel who have either served or who are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces. Sign up for the coupon at target.com/military. Once on the Sheer ID site's Target page, select your military status and branch of service. Enter your name, date of birth, and email address. Texas Roadhouse is inviting all veterans and active duty service members for lunch on the house today. It's the 9th year Texas Roadhouse locations across the country are participating in the free lunch event to honor vets on this Veterans Day. Veterans can choose one of 10 entrees from Texas Roadhouse's special Veterans Day menu. Just bring proof of service, either a military or VA card or discharge papers. Coming up, the latest on the impeachment inquiry 2 days away from the start of public hearings. We'll have the latest on what to expect when we come back. Back now with the impeachment inquiry and now to what could be the most critical week yet in the investigation. For the first time, House Democrats are set to hold public hearings. It comes as the president is sending a firm message to Republicans. They need to step up their defense of him. Here's NBC's Kristen Welker.
This morning, as Washington braces for the next critical phase of the impeachment inquiry, public hearings, President Trump on defense.
This is a witch hunt at the highest level.
It all gets underway Wednesday when current and former State Department officials testify on camera about their firsthand accounts, saying the president withheld military aid to get Ukraine to investigate the Bidens. Heading into this week, a sharp partisan divide over the way forward. Democrats aiming to keep the spotlight on the July 25th phone call between President Trump and the leader of Ukraine. And their key question, did the White House withhold military aid unless Ukraine did a political favor for the president?
This is a very simple, straightforward act. The president broke the law.
But Republicans are aiming to broaden the inquiry to include an investigation into the business dealings of Hunter Biden, who was on the board of a Ukrainian company while his father, Joe Biden, was vice president.
It's unfair to treat Trump under one standard and Joe Biden under a different standard.
Democrats say while some suggested Republican witnesses could be called, there's no reason to question Hunter Biden.
There are certainly questions, of course, and many people have asked them, but it's not relevant to this week's hearing.
It comes as Republicans struggle with their messaging. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy saying the president's intent matters.
If it can be demonstrated that the president asked for and had the requisite state of mind, that the president asked for an investigation of a political rival, that's over the line.
President Trump urging Republican allies not to back down, tweeting, "The call to the Ukrainian president was perfect. Republicans, don't be led into the fool's trap of saying it was not perfect but is not impeachable. No, it is much stronger than that. Nothing was done wrong." But outside of Washington, the president's base unfazed. Mr. Trump receiving a warm welcome over the weekend at the Alabama-LSU college football game.
Kristen Welker reporting the fight over who will appear is intensifying this week. The White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney has asked a court to decide if he should appear before Congress after the White House told him not to comply with a subpoena from House Democrats. When we come back here on 17 News at Noon, we're taking you back out to the 100th Annual Veterans Day Parade for a look at the sights and sounds. Finally here at noon, a look at the sights and sounds of the Veterans Day Parade that just wrapped up here in downtown Bakersfield. From digital content creator Maricel Maldonado, we want to thank all of our veterans for their service and wish them a very happy Veterans Day.
Every year we do this parade, but what's so amazing, it's the largest parade that we do. The biggest crowd, the great weather.
Hey, it's a blessed day. And I thank you for all the veterans, including myself.
Thank you for the honor for my father, for all the veterans.
Day that I think everybody should come out and celebrate.
The thing I love most about Kern County is how we honor our vets. It says a lot about the character of who we are. It's just such an honor to be able to thank the veterans who gave us our freedom, to come out on a day and celebrate them.
Happy Veterans Day! Happy Veterans Day! Happy Veterans Day!
Thank you for your service!